Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode on Benny's Hub. So, I'm Benny Saki, and I seek to have insightful conversations with carefully selected people. Okay, so we're talking just about life, anything that comes on in mind. I find someone suitable for such a topic, and then we have a very warm, in-depth conversation on that. So with me today we have a very, very interesting topic, a very, very lovely session. So just stay tuned. I have with me a very nice, well-fitting man. I'm going to let him introduce himself, and then we talk about today's topic.
Right.
So, yeah.
All right, my name is Johnny Dunko. Yes. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, very, very brief intro.
Yes.
But I guess while we have the conversation, we'll get to know more about you.
Correct.
And then what you have for us. So today's topic is about work-life balance. Now, before we start, I'm going to read something I got online on on work-life balance. So it refers to the equilibrium between the demands of one's professional life and personal life. It's the concept of allocating time and energy in such a way that an individual can effectively meet the needs of both their career and personal life without one consistently overshadowing the other. And then goes ahead to list key elements of work-life balance: time management, having boundaries, mental and physical health, personal fulfillment, work flexibility, and others. So, Uncle Johnny.
Yes.
Uncle Johnny. Where do we start from? Work-life balance. What can you say about it generally?
Yes, I think that's a very interesting topic. Yes. Okay. And I think very hardly do people talk about it.
Right.
First of all, we have to ask ourselves this question: why do we work?
Okay.
Why do you have to work?
Okay.
Someone would tell you, we work because you want to earn some money to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
You see, but it's a coin. You have to look at the other side of the coin. You want to work to earn money. Who has to pay you that money? Mm-hmm. What is it that you are bringing in?
Okay.
So basically, your mindset should be that, look, as the lawyer says, even when you go into law, they say offer and acceptance.
Okay.
Okay. There should be consideration.
Okay.
Within that, yes, any lawyer will tell you that. I'm not a lawyer, but I know that that's what it is.
Okay.
You can't have an offer without an acceptance.
Okay.
Yes. In most things, there's always the other side. So you have to ask yourself, why do I want to work? Okay. If your aim is to work to earn money to take care of yourself, don't you have to think about who is supposed to give you that money to take care of yourself?
Okay.
You have to understand that there must be something that you have to also offer.
Right.
Right, you offer. So you need to go in there and see. If somebody is employing a company, for example, your first objective should be, what is it that I'm adding to that company? In most cases, people are asked when they go for interviews, they are asked, what is it that you bring into this company? Or sometimes they ask them question, how much do you want to, I finished university. There was one guy that was interviewed for a good job that he was asked the question, why do you think we should offer you this job? He said, because I'm a graduate. What do you mean? You're a graduate. This chap doesn't understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see,
yeah,
it's simple. You must be able to come with something that will help with the growth of the organization that you are being employed into.
Right.
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 The organization recognizes what you are bringing. Yes. And then at the end of the day, they also reward you. That is where the pay comes in.
Okay.
You say, yes. So if you go with that attitude, one-sided attitude, then of course you're going to fail. Your priority is wrong in the first place.
Yeah.
That's why we have this situation where people don't have the balance. You see, and they don't even know that if I've been engaged in an employment and my time is to spend 8 hours, they go to do 5 hours and they expect to be paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no balance there.
Yeah, that's true.
There's no balance. You see, you're supposed to start work at 7.
Yeah.
You're working at 9. You are now sitting down eating, having your breakfast.
Yeah.
Before you eating into the company's, time and all that. At the end of the day, you expect to be paid. and they think it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That cannot be okay.
Okay.
You know. So if at the end of the day the company director says or the company owner says, look, you know, we are struggling here. Some of you need to go on redundancy.
Yeah.
Retrenchment.
Yeah.
You raise your hand and you start crying. But you have been a contributing factor to that. So until people understand the reason why they have to work and they have to be paid, they need to understand that when you are engaged in employment, there is a function and a role that you have to play. It's what we call productivity.
Okay. Okay.
You have to be productive.
Okay.
And out of that productive is the reward that comes in the form of pay.
Mm-hmm.
So you must be mindful that if it's 8 hours, it's 8 hours of productivity.
Mm-hmm.
If it's 1 hour for break, 1 hour for break. Yes, that's what it is. You know, then you help with the growth of the company. Then at the end of the day, when you go home, you feel fulfilled.
Right. Okay, so thank you. I'm going to take the key elements one by one, then we can go through it. So time management, right?
Yes.
So it's finding a balance involves effectively managing time so that work doesn't consume all waking hours. Okay, so it includes having sufficient time for personal activities, socializing, family, hobbies, and rest. Can you say anything about it?
Yes.
Balancing your times for all these sectors.
Yes, it's all about organization.
Okay.
If you're an organized person, if you're a disciplined person, you know, there is this thing that goes on in Ghana as Ghanaian time, African time. It's a complete nonsense. For me, it is indiscipline. It is disrespect. Now, the question you were asking earlier is that how do we balance that with our African culture and tradition and all those where people take, you know, if you begin to find it comfortable, it's like you go to some offices, you find files piled up.
Yeah.
You know, files piled up. You know, and to some, it makes them feel good.
Okay.
It makes them feel good that files are packed up. I have a good friend at the armed forces. Whenever you go, his table clear. Everything is filed away. You see, there are people like that also.
Okay.
You know, they deal with things straight away. You know, so it's about your own conduct and your own attitude to work. Yes. And if you get used to the fact that, you know, work is a place where you laze about and you have the convenience of taking work home, then of course it's going to impact on the
family life.
Yeah. You see, if for example, you're married and you have children, all right, the children have needs. Daddy comes home, you know, with his laptop. He sits at the dining table. He sits at the work, working away. Yeah. What is that? You see, again, if you remember in my earlier speech, I talked about being organized and disciplined. Yeah. All this kind of
reflects
on the fact that you are indisciplined.
Okay.
How do you carry work at home? Give unto Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give unto God what belongs to God. Work is work. You live work. When you are home, you have responsibilities at home. So you don't mix the two at all. The only reason you mix the two is because you are not organized. You don't plan. Pure and simple.
Okay. Thank you. Wow. Okay. That's the hard truth anyway. So next I have technology and connectivity. People are always on. With increasing internet penetration and mobile technology, people in Ghana are constantly connected to their work. Emails, WhatsApp groups, mobile phones make it difficult to separate personal life from work. You know, so example, professions like people in the banking sector, marketing sector, consulting, they are really vulnerable to using technology at work. So, you know, let's say you have an app, a work-related app on your phone. You're working with the app, and then you get a WhatsApp message from a friend, which you can't ignore. So, you know, you end up mixing work with family or personal life easily. You can easily slide and then go to work, you know, And then the convenience of working, those who do remote works too, working remotely, they're at home but working on the laptop. So you can easily, you know, not have a distinctive boundary between the two. How do they go about that? The use of technology and then people who work remotely.
Yes, I think like anything else, technology is good. You understand? It's been good, but at the same time, he has its own shortcomings.
Okay.
And it hasn't been all that positive. Let's be very clear. I remember during the millennium, moving from 1999 going to, there were a whole lot of You know, I'm a chartered accountant by profession, and I
Okay.
tell you what, you know, it was terrible. We were trying to back up stuff and things
Okay.
like that, and the advent of technology and all those sort of things. You know, we thought it was going to solve all the problems,
Okay.
but it didn't.
Mm.
You see, it didn't. You still need the human factor.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, technology fails
Okay.
completely. Sometimes at a conference, I think yesterday or something, I was somewhere, somebody was saying, and all of a sudden things were not working. I said, yes, it has happened. So
Okay.
you do have that. But look, I look at it this way. I've seen people who actually are, how do you put it? Their phone is everything to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You see, you go to functions, you see husband and wife sitting there, everybody is tapping away, they're not talking. You know, everybody is on his phone or her phone. You see, I mean, of course, there are some professions where you know that you can't help it, you know, that the nature of your work is
Yeah.
either 24/7, it's quite
Yeah.
flexible.
Yeah.
Anything, yes, we understand that.
Okay.
You know, there are exceptional cases like that.
Yeah.
You know, people who work in certain areas where, you know, there could be anything that they should be troubleshooting at any time.
Okay.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know, they should be on guard, or they should be on stand, or they should be
On call.
there on call
Yeah.
at any time. Yes, those are there. We understand those ones.
Mhm.
But I think what we are driving at is people using technology as a means, you know, to drive home the fact that, you know, their phones or their, you know, is affecting their personal life.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That, for me, what I see and what I've experienced with people is that they forget that there's something called addiction. You see, it's addiction. You see, when there's the advent of phones, there was this warning going out all the time
Okay.
that, you know, this thing is addictive.
Mm.
You see, I think you mentioned WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Pa,
Yeah.
and then you have to check. Pa, you have to
Yeah.
check. You know, and people have WhatsApp groups and all that sort of thing. Every single minute, that's going to control you.
Mm.
Definitely is going to control you. But again, discipline in recognizing that,
Okay.
you know, yes. Okay, I'll use myself for example.
Okay.
I knew about that,
Okay.
and I disciplined myself in the sense that, you know, the phone wasn't going to control me.
Okay. Mm.
Meaning that the phone is there. I know my nature of work, and I know how my lifestyle is. So if the phone is lying there and the phone rings, I don't have to run from the toilet and go and pick it up. You know, that's crazy. You know, I don't go to the kitchen with the phone in my back pocket and all
Okay,
those sort of things. I hear
okay.
people saying that, oh, my phone fell in water, my phone fell in toilet. That's complete stupidity.
Okay.
You see, you are married to your phone.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and you hear people saying that the phone is now life.
Mm.
You know, without a phone, they can't survive. They can't do anything. It's you who has created that.
Mm.
You see, you need to be able to differentiate, you know, between what the phone does and what time it does that. You know,
Okay.
there are marriages collapsing because of phones. You see, people reading people's texts, or somebody's phone ringing, somebody's, you know, hiding and all those sorts of things. That shouldn't be the case at all. You know, this is what it's doing to us. You know, so I think we need to wake up and look at it that these things were not meant
Okay.
to cause havoc or problems for us.
Yes, that's
They
true.
were meant to aid and ease the way we do things. You know, and if you don't understand it and you are not able to create that balance, you understand, that phone is going to control you. So technology in itself, you know, is meant to ease things and
Ease,
aid
okay.
mankind in doing things.
Okay.
But they were not meant to control it in the way that we
It's
use them.
happening.
Yes, it's happening. And that's, for me, that is what it is. And there's nothing that is not controllable. You can
Okay.
control it.
Okay.
You are in control of it. And that's how you need to look at it. You know. So there is no straightforward thing that, again, is about you, the person. You know. Yes. Well, I've read recently about government cracking down on televisions and all that in offices. Could you
Oh,
imagine?
okay.
Could you imagine? You know, you go to all the offices in Burma camp.
Yeah.
Burma camp,
Yeah.
military senior officers
Yeah.
with television in their offices. Every single office. Some sitting there doing nothing and watching television.
Mm.
Now, someone would argue that, look, they're supposed to know what's going on
What's
because there's some
going on?
discussion going on in parliament. I mean, what is that? Okay. In other countries, there are no discussion going on in parliament.
Well,
There are not people sitting, life is going on. That we need to play this out to everybody. That's why there's the late news. That's why there was the 10 o'clock news. You go and listen to that. But you don't use work time and sit there. You tell me, those who are sitting and with televisions in there, go and check them. They are watching Nigerian films. Yes. And the files and files are piling up, and people are sitting in the waiting rooms, waiting to see the boss. Come on. This is not technology telling me that this is the good times that people. No. It's wrong.
Right.
Completely wrong. No human being can do those two things. Work is work. You're doing your work. You're doing your work. But if television is in there, of course, it's going to distract you.
That's true.
Definitely.
That's true.
Yeah.
Revealing. So in this sector, I'm going to ask you some questions.
Yes.
Okay, pretty straight questions, and then see your mind or know your mind on them. So, when you were starting your professional life, did you even think about work-life balance, or was it something that evolved over time?
Well, I think that we should know that this thing, it didn't evolve over time.
Okay.
This was part of our training growing up.
Okay.
If you look at our training, you were told or when to wake up.
Okay.
If you came from a proper setting,
Yeah.
a proper home,
Yeah.
you know what time to. You don't sleep till 8 o'clock. You don't sleep till 7 o'clock. No. Your life is structured. As a kid growing up, you were introduced to that. And when you go to school, it is there. There's a reason why we should turn up at school at a certain time.
Okay.
You understand? Assembly starts at a certain time.
Okay.
Classes start at a certain time. It breaks at a certain time. Yes, all these are inculcated in you about time balance. You see? Yes. And then it carries on. It carries on in a way that, life is structured in a way. Our elders had a reason why they structured this beautifully. And I used to tell my children, look, why? Think about it. When you are home,
Yeah.
in the primary school, nursery, and everything, you are home, you are with parents.
Yeah.
At a certain age, you leave your parents, you understand,
Yeah.
and go to boarding school.
Yeah.
Now, this is all to test you and see
Okay.
how well you are to receive instructions.
Okay.
This time, the instruction is coming from someone else.
From
who is
someone
not your
else. Okay.
parent. How
Okay.
well are you going to receive that?
Okay.
And we all saw it in boarding school. Those who will not listen to instructions and who will go the other way,
Yeah.
and those who fit into the system.
Okay.
We knew their consequences.
Okay, yeah.
Now, this is what it is.
Yeah.
So, from your parents to somebody else who is, you need to learn, that. Then from there, you move to a point where from secondary school, you go to what? University.
Yeah.
What does that happen? Now, no parent, nobody is looking at you, nobody's what. Now, you yourself, how do you handle yourself? Free time. We also know what happens to people like that.
Yeah.
Some know how to manage that time, go to lectures at the right time, sleep at the right time, learn at the right time, write their exams, pass. So this is what I call the three-tier system
Okay.
in
Okay.
our growth upbringing. All is about time management.
Yeah.
So when you end up in university is teaching you. Now your dad is not there. Your parents are not there. The teachers who are supposed to oversee are also not there. Now let's see how you're going to manage. Because if you get it right, this is what you are going to bring into your working
work life. Right. Okay.
Simple as that. So there are reasons why they were structured that way. So from the very onset that you're born in a home, I said proper home.
Right. Right.
Of course, there are some homes which are the children run about and do whatever they like. Parents are probably doing their own thing and they are not a proper. But I'm talking generally.
Okay.
About a well-set-up home.
Okay.
This is inculcated in you from the very onset.
Okay.
You understand? That you wake up at a certain time, you do this work, you do your house chores, you do all those sort of things, and blah, blah, you bath, you sleep at a certain time. They were all there. So it's difficult for me to understand. When somebody say that, look, I never knew this. Yes, of course, you never knew this. Probably it wasn't introduced to you. But the others who learned along the way. I had a friend who told me that we ended up in London, and I saw, and then she actually said, you know what? I come from a home, a good home, but I learned this through this friend of mine.
Okay.
Without this friend of mine, I would not have known this. That tells you clear. And when you go to the background of that,
Yeah.
ask me why. They lost their father along the way somewhere.
Okay.
The mother felt that he didn't need to train them in any way. He didn't need to. So the mother was doing everything for them. And these are girls. This lady ends up in London.
Okay.
She doesn't know a lot of things.
Okay.
So her friend
Yeah.
was the one who was teaching her certain things.
Okay.
You see, so this is what I'm saying. In a proper setup home, these things are inculcated in you. Wherever you go, you express it very nicely.
Yeah.
Hygiene,
Yeah.
cleanliness.
Yeah.
You understand? How you lay your bed, how you clean. And when you are with people, you understand? It flows just like that. Remember that who makes society? People who make society are people who come from homes. That's what it is. That's what they say. Charity begins
At home.
Charity begins at home. And what you have at home is what you bring to society. So when you see people misbehaving and fooling about, that's what they do in their homes.
their homes,
If you're
right.
sitting on television and you're insulting people, or you're insulting elders, this is what you do at home. This is how you were brought up. This is what you are used to at home. Because if you are not used to that, believe me, it's difficult
To do
because
that,
you know that you can't insult elders, no matter what, not in the name of anything. It's not done. It's not done. What will push you? An elder is an elder.
Yeah.
It's inculcated in us from day one. You see, so if you didn't have that, that's why you can sit on television and insult somebody in the name of politics. You are sick. There's something terribly wrong with you because you were not trained properly. Because if you were trained properly, you know where the difference is.
Yeah.
An elder is an elder.
Yeah.
You see, an older person is an older person. We accord them that respect. In the same way, you know, in our households as well, in a proper setting,
Yeah.
you know, old elderly people also accord younger people
Yeah.
the respect
Yeah.
and dignity that they deserve.
Yeah.
You know, yes. So society in itself was a watchdog. You know, of course, in the neighborhood that we used to grow up, your neighbor has a right even to check you out.
Right.
You're even afraid of your neighbor.
Yeah.
Because whenever you do anything, your neighbor is watching.
that's
They can
true.
reprimand you.
Yeah.
And if they don't reprimand you, your parents will get to know what is happening to all this today. You know, you dare not talk. If somebody is doing, you know. So it still comes back to, it boils down to the same point that I've made. Anyone, and I dare say it, anyone, you understand, who is not able to do those things,
Yeah.
look at yourself in the mirror and say to yourself that you were not brought up well. You were not brought up well at all. What you were exposed to in your home, you understand, is what you are exhibiting in society. And the
okay.
whole world is watching you.
Okay.
Everybody is watching you, knowing that this person is not brought up well because you think you have power. So if you've insulted an elder, come on. There's something wrong with you. And your children are watching you too. And they
Yeah.
will do the same thing.
Yeah.
And once your children are watching you, you're doing this because that's what you were exposed to. Your children are also watching. They're going to do the same thing.
The same thing.
And then you get up and says, you know, somebody is later on when something happens, you say is what a generation. It's a generation curse. No, there's no such thing as generation curse. It's bad behavior which was not checked and has been repeating itself.
Over and
That is
over.
what
Okay.
it is.
Right.
Period.
Right. As someone who's lived through decades of change, what advice will you give to someone like me in my 30s, right? Who is trying to balance career, family, personal life? I mean, we've gotten lots of pieces of advice from what you've said so far.
Yeah.
But with your decades of experience, what can you give? What advice can you give?
I think you just have to look at it this way, that we are all guided by history.
Okay.
History is there, you know, we are guided by that. You know, let's look at how, if I'm your dad, you must listen to my story. If you are interested, you must listen. And if I'm a good parent, I'll tell my children the story.
Okay.
How was it like when I was growing up? How did I manage it? You know, yes. Maybe today you have all this technology and all that. Probably I didn't have it.
Mm-hmm.
How did I manage to get through and been able to do as well as I've done?
Yeah.
And I know people argue differently that, look, they think that, look, it was hard in those days
Okay.
than it is. Let me just give you an example.
Okay.
Our mothers never worked. Our mothers were not workers. It's a man who goes out there and work and bring in money.
Okay.
If you find any woman who was working, is either a trader, selling, but they were predominantly housewives. Housewives. Today is changed.
Yeah.
You have women working,
Yeah.
which is great. Yes. You know, so when I say it was tough in those days, then you see what I mean. Yes. The men were working, they were bringing money, whether there's chop money or not. By the time you come home, the woman would have manufactured something. How they managed, there will be food on the table. So, which part of it was difficult? Today, you have the woman working, the guy is working. You are 20, 24 or 30. You have your girlfriend or your wife who is also working. 2 incomes coming. Why is it that you are not able to make it? In the past, it was just 1 income. But this time, 2 incomes. Because you've got the wrong priorities.
Okay.
You see, today, a young person, there are lots of people whose parents have homes. But you told me, you're a 30-year-old, you find a girlfriend, you are not prepared to stay with your parents. What happens? Oh, all of a sudden, you want to go and rent an apartment. The woman wants to have a car, he wants to have a car. You see, this is what is happening. And you are telling me life is difficult? Of course, life will be difficult. You want a microwave, you want a washing machine, the woman is not prepared. Look, learn to crawl before you walk.
Okay.
And this is how we did it. That's how we did it. I don't run around and say my friend is driving a car to school, so I go and hustle my parents that I also want to drive a car to school. There were people who were going to school without any provisions. They would depend on the school food. You know, yes. Some will eat what we call ropopo, gari with what? No sugar, no milk. Yes. You survive. Today, how many people are prepared to do that? How many of them are prepared to do that? You see, so I don't accept it. I never would accept it that the youth of today have anything to complain about. They have nothing to complain about. Because look, let me tell you, why is it that you're a youth in Ghana and you say things are tough, but when you sit on a plane and go down to the UK or US, you are prepared to sweep the street.
Right.
You prepared to sweep the street. Humiliating work like that. You prepared to do that. But they tell you to direct traffic here in Ghana here. After you say, no, I'm an university student, I cannot direct traffic.
Yeah, graduate.
National service.
Right.
You want me to feel sorry for you? No. Walk around and say that you are an unemployed graduate. You see, if the thinking is wrong, we had to learn to crawl before we walk. So at the end of the day, if you are 30, what advice do I have for you? Yes. I was 27 when I got married.
Okay.
Yes, 27. You see, because I knew, and ask me, there's no work in this world that I've never done. And right in the United Kingdom, every work I've done. And I was doing that work at the same time supporting family.
Okay.
My siblings.
Okay.
Right here in Ghana.
Okay.
So what excuse do you have? I'm not asking that you must do the same. But I'm saying that, as they say in tree.
Okay.
Say, and so, yeah, awara. Yes. I think it's said in a certain way. I'll try and remember. Maybe I'll remember.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But basically, look, cut your coat according to your size.
Okay.
That's all it is. But the youth today don't. They want to get rich quick. They want the best mobile phones. They want to drive a car. They are not prepared to look. I had that service. I was traveling from the cantonment here.
Okay.
Taking 3 vehicles. Take a vehicle. You walk from camp. Those that don't go into the estate. You walk to a junction, from one junction, get trotro from there to 37.
Okay.
Get 37 to whatever, get circle to Liberty House in Accra. In a tie.
Okay.
How many people do that today? Would a youth be prepared to do that? No. Immediately he needs a car. He wants that. He is not prepared to, or she is not prepared to buy trotro. So if you are 30 and you are struggling, why should I feel sorry for you? Because you're not prepared to do certain things.
Okay.
You have a girlfriend, you want the latest phone. Yeah? You want to impress. How much is your salary?
Right.
Yes? Your father has a house. You are pitching there small. You go and pick a girlfriend. Your father has not driven you out of the house. You have free water, free electricity.
Yeah.
Take your time and build your life. You go pick a girlfriend. Quick. The churches are quick to also to marry you, because they'll tell you that, no, you know what? Cotton. No, we don't allow that. You know, we don't allow that so quickly. You know, come on. Cotton. How can I spend my life with somebody? There's somebody that I'm going to spend my entire life with.
Yeah.
I don't get to know them. And the church is rushing me, telling me that, look, you must come for counseling. You need to get married. So they rush into this. As soon as they get married, quick. He's not prepared to live in his father's house or his mother's house. We need an apartment. You have to finish the apartment. You want the latest TV. You want the latest sound system. You want the latest phone. You want washing machine. You want, what do you call it, microwave. You want all that. How much is your salary? And you say you are 30 and you are struggling and you want me, Uncle Johnny, here to feel sorry for you. My friend, you have to learn to crawl before you walk. And it's simple as that. You watch and see. You know, even when they are not even married and engaged, they don't want to stay in their, they don't want to be seen to be patching with their parents. You see, they want to go and have their own apartment and be seen to have an apartment. You see, we didn't do that.
Right.
My brother, we lived with our parents, stayed until such time that we felt we were able enough to step out there to take the next phase in life.
Right.
That's all. Let's also remember, in those days, there were also things. There were things like television. Some people didn't even own television. I remember we used to stand at my friend's house. We go and play. We get dirty and we stand. We are at the veranda, the TV, and we are watching Osofodazi. Watching some this thing. They don't allow you inside. Okay. You see, where you stand. Of course, we didn't own TV. Yes, but somebody had it. We go and watch. Isn't that technology? Yeah. Somebody had it. We didn't have it. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter. You see, we're happy. Yes. Doesn't necessarily mean that somebody has it, so have to have it. No. This is what I'm saying. Then look at yourself and catch yourself. So if you are 30 and you are, you know, my only advice for you is that, look, what was happening in those days is the same as what is happening today.
Okay.
The same. You see, the building looks like this, and that building looks like that. Yeah. But it's the same. Okay. It's the same. Okay. The same mentality. That the same mindset, you know, that our elders, you know, had. Yeah. And went through life. You see. And you must carry the same mindset. If you don't have that mindset, and yours is that of wanting to arrive, but not take your time to travel the journey, you're going to fail. Pure and simple.
Thank you so much. I like the way, while talking, if you pay close attention, he keeps saying, learn to crawl before you walk. Thank you so much, Uncle Joy, for these insightful, heartfelt words and counsel. So hopefully this video is going to go out there. It's going to advise so many people. And drop your comments in the comment section. You know, catch you guys on the next episode.